Oh, geez, how did I... This is why I didn't play basketball. Ugh. It was my birthday this past weekend. I got this really cool Marvel balloon. We're gonna come back to that in a second. I also got... Did I press record? I did. I also got one of these really... Also got one of these Shishibo cubes for my birthday. I've been wanting one for a minute because they're quite fun. See that? Can't do that with a Balisong. I'm sure you're seething with jealousy at this very moment. But if you're not jealous yet, you will be here in a second once I show you my new Iron Man light. Yeah, it changes colors. How about that? I'd feel like a piece of shit right now too if I was you. This might work better if I had a black background. You know what? Here, we'll do this. Put it right here behind these black boxes. We'll do the aqua one because blue's a gooder color. I brought this balloon to church with us today because there's something that I've always wanted to do. Does this work? That's pretty funny. Didn't work very well though. It tastes like peanuts. That's weird. It's like working, but not really.
Everybody go subscribe to DenDenBMX if you haven't already.
R.I.P. balloon.
Oh God, that was a lot. That was all right in my face. That was really cold too. Hopefully I don't die.
Yeah, that's strange. No one ever talks about the taste of helium, and it's a weird one. We've got a boxing to today here, boys, and I'm quite excited. Jesus. So there's this brand that makes a Balisong that everyone at this current moment is widely regarding as what just may be the best Balisong ever. And quite a few people have already made videos and talked about this Balisong, and I wanted to get in on the action. So I messaged this particular owner and I was like, hey, is there any way that I could possibly get one of these Balisongs on my channel to review and demo? And I thought it would require a little bit more convincing than that, but he was just like, yeah, sure, I'll send you one. And like the only caveat was that it could take a while. And I mean, it took a few weeks, but it wasn't like a crazy long wait. This actually came way faster than I was expecting it to, which I'm pretty stoked on. I'm excited to see what all the hubbub is about with this particular Balisong. So without further ado, let's get into this bad boy. Medusi time. Oh, that's another interesting smell. That smells exactly like this one dog biscuit that I used to get my dogs. It had a very distinct smell, and it was that. This is a very smelly episode today, boys. As you can... Do I have it backwards? Am I doing it right? So if you know this logo right here, you probably already know what this Balisong is, or at the very least, you know who's making it. I guess it also says it right here, so maybe it's not that much of a secret. This is a very nice case, and I'm very excited to see what lies within it, so... But before we do that, leave a like on this video. Go ahead down in the comments and guess what you think this Balisong is gonna be. Share the video around, even though you don't know what the rest of this video is gonna be. Make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. We are on the journey to 17K, and once we get there, we're not gonna wait to unbox this, but once we get there, something cool will happen. Now, actually, before we open it, I did have one little request, which was that mine was a white G10 version. I don't know if it's gonna come anodized, or if he's even gonna send me one with white G10, but hopefully, fingers crossed, this thing will have white G10, and it will be anodized blue. Or purple. I'd be happy with purple too. Green's okay, but anyway, let's see what we got. Oh, I can still taste the helium, but here is the reveal of... Ladies, oh goodness. Ladies and genitals, we have the Cygnus by LDY, the Balisong that literally everybody has been talking about. Oh my goodness. What is all over the blade? The blade has so much like material on it, it looks like it has pubes almost. Oh, one wipe and that thing just got clean. That is a tip. That is a sharp blade. Oh goodness. This thing is clean. Ooh, I didn't know there was a texturing on the titanium too. Ooh. Oh my. All right. Damn. Dudes, this design is so clean. Like, that is ridiculous. Oh my, boys. Oh my. So before we go any further, thank you LDY. This is quite the gift. I'm rather flattered that you were willing to send me one of these. This thing is nice. And then of course, it comes with this pretty sick looking trainer blade. I am going to put the trainer blade on. I'm really not trying to slash my hands up. I can't be bothered to deal with that right now just because I've got a ton of other Balisong videos that I've got to make and I don't really want to be doing it with slashed up hands. We're about to enter like the Grail review era of this channel, at least for a little little while. We've got the Cygnus to review. We've got 3 very expensive Italian-made Balisongs to review that are on the way. And if I manage to get in on the drop, we've got one more really cool brand new Balisong to look at as well. And then I'm also going to try really hard to get my personal grail on this channel to review and demo. I've been wanting to flip one, first of all, but I've also been wanting to get it on the channel and get a real proper review and demo of it on here. But let's see what else comes in here. So this is an LDY business card. I didn't know this was a business card. I thought it was a sticker. Oh my, that is a robust cleaning cloth. It's almost like spongy. Then we got some ramen packets. So we've got this nice little aluminum shell, like one of those old school little mint boxes. And within it we have just a gaggle-ass of spare parts. That's cool that this is one of the grails that actually comes with a lot of spare parts, which most grails usually don't, which is rather odd. And then we also have some LDY Balisong Band-Aids, because if I leave this live blade on, I'm probably going to need 1 or 2 of those. But any hooser. I think instead of B-roll, we're going to get some nice up-close shots of me switching the live blade for the trainer blade. And then we'll go flip this thing for a little bit and get our first initial thoughts and impressions. And then later on, a few weeks down the line, we'll get the full proper review and demo of this thing out. All right, all you extreme foreskin gamers, we got the trainer blade thrown on this thing just because I'm not trying to get slashed up, just doing this little overview flipping demo. So before I see any of you pretentious nutsacks in the comments, I do not care. You can call me a baby, you can call me a bitch, you can call me a coward, you can call me whatever you want. I flipped live blades for like 10 years straight. I'm over getting cut. It's literally my least favorite part about flipping with a live blade is the inevitability that you're gonna get cut. It's not even the act of getting cut that I don't like. It's having to pause and like stop flipping and sit there for like 20 minutes until the bleeding stops. And then when you go start flipping again, it just starts bleeding again. And then your knife gets all gross and it's really slippery for a little bit. And then it gets really sticky and gross and I'm over it. I'm over that phase. It's never been fun. It doesn't make you badass or cool. It's just annoying at this point. I don't care how unimpressive flipping a trainer is compared to flipping a live blade. I can grab my replicant and flip this all day, every day, and it literally just feels the same as flipping a trainer. But if I have the option to make it not sharp or make it a trainer, I'm gonna do that just because I'm over getting cut. And also, this may be a hot take, I guess, but trainers are just more fun in my eyes. I have so much more fun flipping a trainer than I do flipping a live blade, because then it just turns into really like a fidget toy and I can just sit there and mindlessly flip it for hours and I don't have to concentrate and make sure I'm not gonna make a mistake and end up needing stitches. I know there's some people that like flipping live blades because they have to concentrate and it's like a challenge for them, and that's great. I mean, I use my live blades for that too, but most of the time when I'm just sitting down, flipping, doing whatever, I like using trainers because I don't have to focus. I didn't get into flipping to like try and impress anybody or because I thought it would make me cooler. I got into it because it's like a fun little fidget thing. Trust me, I have had my fair share of Balisong cuts, and I'm pretty good with not getting any more. Like, I know it's gonna happen, but if I can avoid it as much as possible, I'm going to. So if I have a Balisong that I just received that comes with a real sharp live blade, but also comes with a trainer, I'm going to throw the trainer on because I know for a fact when I start flipping this Balisong that I'm not used to with its live blade, I'm going to try and send something that I probably shouldn't be sending, and it's going to end up with a really bad cut. Either that or I'm going to not be paying attention, and just while I'm rambling on about something, I'm going to end up slashing the shit out of myself. But if I can avoid that, I'm going to. Like, don't worry, I'm going to throw the live blade on for like the proper review, but for now, when I'm just trying this Balisong out for the first time, I'd much rather have it with the trainer blade so I can get a real good idea of how it flips. I know it may flip a little bit differently to how the live blade will, but first impressions of this Balisong, like getting used to these handles, getting used to the way it flips, getting used to how light it is, stuff like that. I'd rather not have any risk of getting cut so I can actually just spend time getting used to the Balisong and really feeling out how it feels. So usually when I switch back to live blades, it's pretty easy and I usually don't end up slashing the shit out of myself. So yeah, mini rant over. It's just for my first impressions of this Balisong, I didn't want to like flip it for 5 seconds and then cut the shit out of myself and then have a bad opinion about this Balisong. That happened with the Reaper and that happened with the Chab, and it really pissed me off because like I first got them and I was really excited to flip them and have a lot of fun with them, and then they both gave me like a really bad cut, and then I wasn't able to properly flip those Balisongs for like a week. But a Balisong is a knife. It's supposed to be a knife. You got to use it as a knife. If you don't use it as a knife, then you're not flipping real, and then it's not a real Balisong. It's got to be a knife. Shut the fuck up. Like I usually get pretty grumpy just in general trying to get a flipping clip because it takes me forever. But then if I get cut on top of that, ooh, my blood's boiling. I'm just sitting there seething with rage. I'm ready to punch an orphan in the throat, waiting for this stupid little cut to stop bleeding. I don't even think I can put into words how annoyed I get when I get cut flipping nowadays. I think I'm done with my little not so mini rant. Let's actually talk about the Cygnus and how it's flipping. I really like it. It's taken me a little bit to get used to, I'm not gonna lie, just because it's so much of a lighter Balisong than what I'm used to. Now, it's not exactly like plastic Balisong light. It's not like a Nautilus either. I think it's just under 4 ounces. And most of the Balisongs that I flip are in like the mid to high 4 ounce range. And they usually have a little bit more momentum to them. But since this Balisong is so light, there is that momentum on the ends of the handles still, but it's just not as much as I'm used to. But also, don't get me wrong, this thing flips really well. The only real thing is like there's not as much momentum as I'm used to. So I think the best way I can describe what I'm kind of feeling on this Balisong is if I relate it to BMX bikes. Now that may not make sense right away, but let me try to explain. You see, when I got my first freestyle BMX bike, the geometry on that bike was very long, it was very big, and it was a very stable bike. And when your bike has big, long, stable geometry, it's a little bit harder to like hop and like do tricks and stuff like that. And you got to put a little bit more effort, got to put a little bit more oomph into actually doing your tricks. And then all these BMX frames and these BMX parts started coming out with really responsive, quick, fast, twitchy geometry. And it made the bikes a lot more responsive, and a lot of people would say it made the bikes easier to do tricks on, to where you didn't have to pull as hard as you would with a bigger bike. And now a lot of people really like that, and a lot of people ride really short, responsive bikes now. But when I went and tried that geometry, it actually made riding kind of harder for me, because I was so used to like pulling really hard and like using all of my energy and having as much leverage as possible. Since my bike was way more responsive than what I was used to, it was like I was almost pulling too hard and I was looping out a lot more and I was messing up on tricks a lot more because I was pulling harder than I needed to. That's kind of almost what this Balisong feels like. I'm more used to Balisongs that are a little bit heavier and have a little bit more momentum to them. And so when I go to a Balisong like the Cygnus, that's a little bit lighter than what I'm used to, like it's almost like I have to calm down my flipping and not try and like womp the Balisong around as much, because this doesn't respond very well to that. So I have to like calm my flipping down a little bit. I can't try and flip as like fast and aggressive as I usually do. I have to try and like be a little bit more fluid with my movements because this thing doesn't have the momentum that I'm used to. And to reiterate, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I know a lot of people like those really short, responsive BMX frames, just like how I know a lot of people like these lighter weight Balisongs that don't necessarily have as much momentum or weight being thrown around as like a Medusa or a full tie Balisong. So this Balisong does feel a little bit different from most of what I'm used to, but that's not a bad thing. It just kind of took me a second to get used to. And now that I am getting a little bit more used to how this thing acts and how it flips, I'm having a lot more fun flipping this thing. And I'm starting to understand why so many people really like this Balisong. One of the things about the Cygnus that gets the most kudos is the design, and I would have to agree. The handle design, especially on this thing, is really bonkers. Like the G10 flows so well with the titanium. There's areas like right here where the design on the titanium kind of flows into the design with the G10, and it just looks really clean and really nice. But yeah, so far my first impressions on the Cygnus is this thing is quite swell. I'm not necessarily sure if I agree with all the people saying it's the best flipping Balisong in the world, but I also think that statement is pretty subjective. I definitely think its build and its quality and its flippability is very impressive, but who knows, by the time my full review comes out, I may be agreeing with everyone else saying that this is the current best Balisong out right now. Once again, I just want to give a huge thank you to LDY for sending one of these over to me. I am very grateful for the opportunity. I also want to give a big shout out to KPL for sponsoring today's video. As always, if you use the link in the bio of this video or pinned in the comment section, you can go to KPL's website, get anything your heart desires, and then over at checkout, use code DenDenBMX. If you use my link and use my code, you will get a discount and I will get some kickback from your purchase. Before we wrap up this video, let's do a sound test of this Balisong dry, and then let's throw some KPL in there and see what it sounds like. So here's the dry sound test. Now let's throw some KPL heavy up in this bad boy. Boom, 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 boom. Now here's the sound test with some KPL thick juice up in there. Whew, as you can see, it sounds pretty damn good, both dry and with the KPL heavy thrown up in there. Of course, I think I like the way it sounds with KPL a little bit better, but that is the sound test for this Balisong, and with that, I think we're gonna wrap up the first impressions and unboxing of this Balisong. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you're subscribed and hit the bell notification so you can be notified when we come out with the full review and demo of this Balisong here in a few weeks. Real quick, I also want to give a huge shout out to Modern Balisong, Cosmic Steez, A Horse Running, and Yannick Kaminsky. Those guys are the current channel members, and their support really does mean a lot. If you want to join these guys, get a shout out in my videos, as well as get access to the occasional members only video, and just help out the channel in a bigger way, you can go down there, click that join button, and become a channel member. Tiers start as low as $3. But if that's too much of a commitment and you still want to monetarily support, but just as like a one-time thing, there is always that super thanks button down there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you made it this far. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy, I would love if you let me know and help support the engagement on this video by leaving a like, leave a comment, give me your thoughts and opinions, share the video around, and make sure you're subscribed if you haven't already. Well, we almost made it to the end, but I murdered the GoPro. Anywhooser, what I was saying was, if you guys regularly watch my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, thanks, jackass. We are on the road to 17,000 subs, so any support with that is greatly appreciated. Ron, go outside. Go, 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 go. Also, if you guys are on Instagram, you can follow me at DenDenBMX, but I am done being a tool. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.